Well, good evening. I'm Rick Dancer, and welcome to Get Real with Rick Dancer. And I'm pretty excited because it's not really my hometown, but it was my hometown for like 25 years. Springfield, Oregon is our topic tonight. And the reason we wanted to feature Springfield is because you know how I am. I love good stories. I like when the underdog wins. And for decades, people in Springfield thought of themselves as Spring-tucky, Oregon. And if you live or have been to downtown Springfield or anywhere in Springfield, and you still call it that, you're mistaken. No, nobody calls it that anymore. It's kind of turned into the gem of the Willamette Valley, and it's been with a lot of hard work, a lot of commitment, the right leadership, and it's been endless possibilities for Springfield. And right now, the Oregon 22 is doing things with Springfield and Eugene both. So that's another, whoever dreamed we'd have the world's largest track meet in Oregon and in Lane County. And then the other part, our sponsors tonight are Cristiano Family Dentistry, where everyone matters. And he doesn't pay attention to anything but your dental health. He does pay attention to your freedom, but he really is into dental health. And then also Compton Family Winery up in Philomath, because they're another great sponsor that we have, and they're on board. And then Alvord Taylor, Endless Possibilities, also located in Springfield. They're headquartered out of Springfield, bringing endless possibilities and new attitudes. Like people in Springfield had to get a new attitude about their area in order for things to change. We also need to get a new attitude about human beings and what we're capable of, and the possibilities. So Vonnie from the Chamber joins me. How are you?
Hey, hi Rick, good to see you.
So I am so proud of you guys. You have done so amazing. I mean, even since we left just in January, all of a sudden I get kind of jealous and I'm going, well, they have a new winery. I mean,
Well, you think just because you left, we're going to stop? We got to
no,
prove. We got to prove.
now you have
To
new
bring people
places.
back.
You have new places to go. And didn't
Yep,
Chiefs just opened up in the
Chiefs
old
did
Fort Grill, right?
in Mohawk. And what did you say? I didn't hear the
Yeah,
other one.
like the old grill, Ford Grill, or I think it was something like that. The
Yes,
50s diner.
yes, yeah. So Mohawk is really buzzing. It's really starting to come alive even more than before. I've just seen, I've been here for 7 years, and really just in the last 5 years, it seems slow at first, but then you get this sort of momentum going, and we're seeing a lot. We're thrilled to see Chiefs back in Springfield. In fact, we were trying to get an order in over the weekend, my husband and I, and they were so busy they didn't they didn't pick up, and we'll have to just go down and sit down and enjoy the company next time.
So how has this happened, Bonnie? I mean, people are coming on here now. I kind of like this. This was Spun-tucky. You've
Oh, I didn't
spun
hear
the
that one.
story. I like that.
Oh,
I
cool.
like that.
Yeah.
Courtney, that's a
Yeah.
great way to put it. So
Yeah.
what has happened? This has been just a concerted effort to really work together, hasn't it?
I do. Honestly, Rick, one of the reasons in the very beginning, when I was looking to move back to Oregon and this job opened up and I came to interview for the job, the one thing that I will never forget that stood out to me was the very visible vibe of collaboration, whether that's the business community with the local government agencies or the government agencies working together with the business community. There was definitely a standout energy and commitment to that I sensed, and having, worked, it wasn't my first gig. So I knew how important that was. And sure enough, over the course of time, that has remained true. And of course, it's even more important. We saw during the pandemic, it was extremely important that our local community worked together to solve for problems that none of us had ever been through before. And so we know that to be true. And I think coming out of it, and then going into some other interesting times, I think we'll continue to see that because it's proven true and it's proven to work.
Megan says, we've watched for 25 years as Springfield's turned itself around. Very interesting in seeing your story on this. Our best friend still lives there, and it's been amazing. Springfield is the kind of the glue that I think people now and for a long time have been really proud to live in Springfield. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
It's our town.
Yeah, there's a proud heritage for sure. A proud heritage that is, it's built on just grit and hard work and, knowing what needs to be done and getting to the solution, trying to do everything you can to make it happen. Not a lot of, spin, not a lot of sort of, don't spend a whole lot of time talking about things. We're going to work on, if we see a vision, if we see something that matters to us or that is of value to our community, whether it's today or our future, we're going to figure out a way to work on that. So yeah, I think that sense of pride and community, that sense of place is something that does hold us together in many ways. And we're going to, you mentioned the underdog. Well, we'll leverage that. We'll make that work in our favor. If we feel a little bit of an underdog or somebody else sees us as an underdog, why not? That's kind of the American way.
It kind of sometimes pays to be quiet and then show up. So
show up. And that's important. Show up.
Look what has shown up in downtown Springfield.
Yes, isn't that exciting? So this is Iris Vineyards. It's our first wine tasting in downtown Springfield, and it is in the heart of Springfield, on the 300 block, right next to, some folks understand and know where the Washburn Cafe is. They just opened up and are having right next to the Washburn Cafe. So just this side of it. And fabulous addition to downtown, very complimentary of, the adjacent businesses and of course the flavor, if you will, and the vibe. So we just celebrated with them a grand opening, champagne style, interestingly enough, bubbly, sparkling wine style, just a few weeks ago. And a lot of folks are really excited to have another place to go in downtown Springfield.
Well, I also saw the mural on the building, which I really like, and my vote would be keep it up forever.
Yeah, keep it up. That's what the word on the street is too, Rick. So you're in good company.
This really, I like this.
Yeah. So this is part of I think this is the stream art that the city has commissioned and put out calls. In fact, they're a call to action and community artists to submit for, they do this all over the city on storm drains. And there's some really cool street art now, just sort of making its way around downtown. That actually, this place very well, is at the trailhead of the new mill race path that, again, was a super huge place-making investment in connecting Clearwater with downtown. And I can't tell you, Rick, I used to love seeing you, by the way. You'd come jogging by or whatever, and I'd feel all guilty because all I'm doing is going to work and coming out and chatting with Rick coming by. But, I cannot believe the uptick in the number of bicyclists that go by the chamber now. And where we are. So they're traveling somewhere from that mill race path to downtown, then going on to Eugene, coming back. And what that presents from, where I look is an opportunity to provide a watering hole stop along the way. Cause I know a lot of bicyclists who will do that. They're looking for a little place to rest. And so we've got some ideas, and we're talking to somebody who's looking at a building nearby that might have some creative concepts to help our bicyclists on their rest time.
But I do notice that we have noticed that in Montana, you don't have as many roads you can ride on. So we're going to get gravel.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't ever think about that. Yeah.
A lot of the main back roads are gravel. And so Oregon is very fortunate to have the bike system that it has, because you do not find that in very many places.
Yeah. Really. Yeah.
All right.
We've got to hand up. You bet.
I'm going to have a couple of commercials here, and then we're going to bring Mark on from Alvord Taylor. So hang on.
Okay.
It censor me, and that's why I get low comments and Eugene Weekly and a lot of people bash on me. But I'm just I support free speech, and I don't care what your view is. I think the most frustrating thing is that people that people will hate other people just because of the political views, and I don't. Like, I gotta tell you, I was Democratic when I was going through college. I went to U of O. And I still have certain, maybe more environmental, leaning a little bit, but I don't know. It just, we're so steadfast. we're either, you have to be left or you have to be right, and you can't be supposed to be friends with people that are on the extreme left. That's what irritates me. And also, I mean, it doesn't irritate me, the negativity I get. My staff will get messages and I don't want to listen to them. We get voice messages and emails, and you'll have stuff, you'll see, and that irritates me. But
making styles more fruit forward wines. We're doing minimal handling in the vineyard all the way through the winemaking. So what we're striving for is wines that are bright, crisp. We're big foodies, so we like wines that go well with our food and have some nice acid and balance to it. This is one of our most popular wines. This is our Alpine Pinot Noir. So we have an Alpine Pinot Noir in our Old Vine series, and then a Llewellyn. So this is our kind of Old Vine Collectors series, and it's 18 months on French oak. This wine's gotten a 93 rating from Pinophiles and a 91 in Wine Enthusiasts. So I've met some of those guys who've done those ratings, and it's super sweet that they are huge supporters of us too, and love the wine, so it's awesome.
And again, you'll save $15 off 2 bottles of wine if you order online and put in ComptonFamilyWines.com/Rick, and you can save $15. We're talking about Springfield, Oregon, and all this going on. So we have some questions, Bonnie, from people.
Okay, bring it on.
So are we done with the ridiculous roundabouts?
I love that.
You can't say no comment.
A little slant. So done is a big question. What we have been working with the city and the city council to understand is the impacts on business and commerce, and a lot of our business community, as many of you know, have put their weighed in strongly, as they should, of what a roundabout along Main Street, not only one but 9 of them, would do to commerce and to their business. And so we've made sure that the city understands, and the city has been listening, and we've got a pause on that. So the pause, as I understand it, is that the facility plan that is first drafted with 9 roundabouts is, so how I understand it, is put way on the back burner. So the next step is to create an alternative option. And what that means is up to our business community and the rest of our taxpayers, residents, to weigh in and help form that. So we'll continue to watch that. It's not as urgent as it was back in February when it was moving pretty fast.
What I love about that, when I saw the results, what happened was you had 10 businesses at first. I had them on my show, and they came out strong, and then they got organized, and then they got everybody else on board, and they really helped put that pause on, which I want people to understand. When you use your voice and you use it collectively, and you don't have to get your way, but a way, you come up with because everybody wasn't happy, but you come up with an idea. You are powerful.
Yeah. Well, and it's absolutely right, Rick. And I appreciate how you encourage respect in dialogue, and also thoughtful and practical, get down to the source and the facts. And there's a lot of emotion, rightly so. These are people's livelihoods, and, businesses are the ones that are job creators, are opportunity makers, and where business goes, so goes our community. So the challenge with the business community, and this is from the chamber's perspective, is we're busy doing business, and it's, we don't have a whole lot of time, and nor do we want to whine and gripe and, attend all the city councils and meetings or whatever it is and get into the sausage making of policy. The chamber tries to do that as much as possible so we can stay ahead of things like this. This one surprised us a little bit too, which is another, tells you something else. But the thing that I appreciate about this particular effort from our Main Street businesses is that they did step up, and at a time when they just knew that there was just no other way, not that they didn't try other ways, but they knew there was no other way to get through. And sometimes you got to be loud, and sometimes you even need to be angry. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, righteous anger is good. So one other question here: why did they take the bridge out of the mill race? I don't know.
That one I don't know. I'm sorry, Courtney.
Okay.
Not sure about that one.
So Now, one of the other things we have, because one of our other sponsors is Alvord Taylor,
Yeah.
and their tagline is my favorite. I use it for my life now: endless possibilities.
Yeah,
And
great
Mark
company.
Herbert, I'm going to bring you on here, and there's Mark. How
Hey,
you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Hi,
Good.
Mark.
Good to be back with you.
So,
Nice to see you, bud.
yeah, Mark has Alvord Taylor has now put their headquarters in Springfield over by
Yeah.
Whitfield.
Yep.
And that's purposeful. And you have many homes in Springfield.
Yep.
How does this all work together, Vonnie and Mark, the two of you? Because it's not just about success is not measured just by new buildings, new restaurants, new places for people to go have fun. It's also about how you see human beings. Talk to me.
Yeah, I think that's a great perspective, Rick. The reason that Alvord Taylor returned to our roots, because for people who know anything about us, know that Alvord Taylor actually originated in Springfield, is when the concept was created that for the people that we support, which are adults with developmental disabilities, that they would be much better served being in a home environment than being institutionalized. Alvord Taylor was actually created and had its inception in Springfield. So for us, when we made the decision to come back here in September, it was coming home. It was coming home to a community that has always embraced us, has always made us feel like a partner in the community, has always made us feel like a stakeholder. And that's not to say that, other parts of the county haven't, but I don't think in the same way, frankly, that Springfield has. It's, the 3 or 4 years that I've been associated with Alvord Taylor, the amount of collaboration that we have had with the business community and with the chamber in Springfield versus Eugene is just order of magnitude. And, we're just really, really excited. I wish I could say I was a visionary and saw this all coming together and everything to be part of the absolute explosion of what's happening in Springfield. I wasn't, but I don't mind. One of my favorite sayings is when you run out of town, get out front and make it look like a parade, is, take credit, we were able to join the wave and become part of these amazing things that are happening. And as you guys were talking about, just what's going on with Oregon 2022 and everything, talk about the absolute personification of endless possibilities is, who would have thought 10 years ago that the first time that they elected to have the world's outside in North America, that it would be in Lane County, Oregon. I mean, how awesome is that?
And it's been a real showcase for everybody. I mean, just
oh my gosh, and Ronnie was saying, that the way that the downtown community is expanding, it was so cool to see Iris. That's been something I've been excited about for years. I remember telling people, because one of my other favorites, I hope you don't mind if I give them a plug, Vonnie, is I love Tavern on Main.
Oh yeah, they're
We love
great partners with the chamber community.
Yeah,
I mean, if people have
they
not
partnered
been
with
there,
us,
that's
and now
free.
and I said we need wine tasting down here. We need people to realize that we need some wine tasting. We need to really have people come over and realize that there are outstanding restaurants and outstanding culture and amazing things going on in downtown Springfield. So it was super, super cool to see Iris there. They have an absolutely gorgeous setting. I mean, what a lovely place.
Yeah.
And just cool stuff going on.
So, Vonnie, how has the Oregon 22 infused? Has it gotten downtown and just Springfield kind of excited to be? Because everybody always thinks of track and field as Eugene and Hayward Field, but you guys, Springfield's worked really hard to be a partner and part of that whole thing.
Absolutely. So Tracktown USA is not, nobody has ever specifically defined it as Eugene. I think rightly so. Hayward is a center of track and field worldwide. So got to hand that to him. I mean, this new stadium is absolutely gorgeous, and had an opportunity to go to the Friday evening session with my husband, and it was just absolutely thrilling. That said, I was just reminded this morning about our in Springfield, even there is legacy and ties on iconic track and field legends. And there's no reason, there's from Bill Dellinger to Maria Mutola to Nick Simmons. They are in fact represented in the Oregon Heritage 22 Trail, which was done in collaboration with Travel Oregon and our local destination organization and the World Athletics. World Heritage Trail with Museum of World Athletics. I was trying to remember that. So this is big stuff, you know, we're on the map. So literally on the map. So we are already there. It's just a matter of, you know, spreading the goodwill and love and inviting, being welcoming. Last year in the summer, we hosted for the first time ever the U.S. Olympic trials, the race walk, and it started and finished in Springfield. And that was an opportunity for us to be on the national scale, to welcome, you know, these world-class athletes and to cheer them on and give them a unique kind of, a distinctively Springfield kind of welcoming. And then the marathon yesterday morning, and the first time ever, okay, let's go back to the first time ever on U.S. soil, and then the first time ever on U.S. soil in Springfield. And Eugene, of course, it's a connected trail, but it's just a replication of the connection between our communities. You know, another reason why we work together, but the marathon, the men's and the women's. So yesterday morning and again this morning, we're on, you know, international, global, in front of a global audience, and Springfield is being named. We know Eugene is being named, and we applaud that. You know, Eugene and Oregon, but Springfield too is being named on, you know, national broadcast or international broadcast. So it's been really exciting. But even beyond that, getting back to at the core what we're talking about, Mark, you know, I want to make sure we mention it. What is the chamber community? It's not all about commerce. It is. But even below that, it's about people. It's all about people. And there are individual interactions, and then there are bigger picture community-wide partnerships and stakeholders. They all matter. And so, you know, whether it's a World Athletics marathon or an interaction one-on-one with another business leader at Mark's Business After Hours that he hosted at Alvord Taylor just a month ago. Those all matter to people, and they actually are a way that we get things done, going back to that theme.
Well, doesn't it say a lot about a community, about how you treat your people, and especially those who need the most acknowledgement, I'd say. You know what I mean? That it's, you know, because everybody gets acknowledged and that kind of thing. But man, when you have people with different abilities, they bring a spirit of warmth and love and concern.
Well, it's just heart. We just need to talk with our heart, right? I mean, you know, let's get down to the basics and be sure we're speaking with our heart.
So what I love about what you're doing there, Bonnie and Mark, and the whole community is like, yes, we got Love All and people like that pushing downtown and that kind of thing. But at the same time, even he has a ministry that he helps people in Africa, people who are, you know, hurting in Africa. So the human being is always at the center of what, and if you keep it that way, isn't that really the core of what Endless Possibilities are all about and Springfield?
So we have a value of experience, and a welcoming experience could be, you know, one of those values, but just keeping focused on how you're lending your own talents or your resources to a good, positive, memorable, life-lasting experience, whether that's in business or in service or in, you know, going to the local hangout to, you know, bump into a couple of new friends. I think it's all about the experience.
You know, Mark, and Bonnie, Kathy and I were running around our neighborhood, which is a farm. You know, it's a farm community, 2,200 people in a farm community. So we don't know very many people yet, but we're out there running and we saw a cemetery. And I said to Kathy, we're going to have to stop because I love cemeteries. They're the most peaceful place because it's kind of done. You know what I mean? It's these people have lived their lives and it's done. And we go by and it is everything watered, green, beautiful, well cared for. And I said to Kathy, you can tell a good community by how they care for the dead.
Interesting.
Have that respect for the dead, and that it matters. And I went, oh my gosh. And I think that's the same. I'm not equating people with different abilities with the dead. I'm just saying, but how you take care of people from all phases, you know, whether it's, you know, what orientations or color or anything, I think it says more about your community. And then you kind of, maybe because you do that, you do have endless possibilities, you know, because if you do the right thing, I think good things happen to you most of the time.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, Rick. You know, we talk about vulnerable populations, and vulnerable comes in a lot of shapes, sizes, and colors. some of them get more press than others. But I think that is absolutely right. And I think that, you know, Springfield is definitely all about inclusion. It's, you know, some of you, you know, one of the things that happened is we had a friend visit us a couple of weeks ago, and we went down to Tavern on Main for brunch. And it was the funniest thing, because this was a guy who used to be from Munich, was out in Pleasant Hill. And they were doing, I don't know if you've had a chance to attend this, Bonnie, they were doing drag queen bingo.
Oh, no, haven't been there yet. I'm all ears.
I've heard all things about it. I have even some of my
Really?
And he texted his daughter and he said, "You're not going to believe this. Okay, I'm sitting in this fabulous restaurant in Springfield, Oregon, playing drag queen bingo on late Sunday morning, you know, and you know, and if you went in the crowd, it was a very diverse crowd, okay, having the time of their lives, laughing and having fun and just really enjoying themselves.
Experience.
Yeah, exactly. And just welcoming, and nobody offended, you know, nobody like, oh my gosh, I'm going to turn around and leave, you know, this is, and it just people just laughing and enjoying themselves and really having a blast. And
I have a friend who's pretty, I think he'd be okay with me saying he's a redneck.
okay.
And I saw him post one day on there, and he goes, "Oh my gosh, I went to this drag queen," and he said some terms that probably I wouldn't use
Right.
here, but it was his language.
Not inclusive.
He said, "I have had so much fun, and the guy was so cool. I don't care if he dresses up like a woman. He was so cool." And I thought, you know, that's really what endless possibilities are if we can all start talking and being part of a community again. And I appreciate both of you guys coming on here, because I know that's your goal. And that's what I really love about both of you and what you're doing. So thank you for being with us.
Shout out to your viewers that are there at the trials. It's a very, very, very short walk across the bridge down in downtown Springfield. There's some awesome restaurants and things like that, and great places and great people to come down and spend some time with. Down here, we're just across the breezeway.
And if you don't feel like walking, hop on MX, go to Springfield, hop off, and you're right in the middle of it, right in the heart of
Or take
downtown.
a bike path and come on down. That's you.
And if you still don't know how to get here, give us a call at the chamber.
That's right. Yeah.
Hey, you guys, thank you for joining us. It was nice seeing both of you again.
Thank you, Rick.
All right, we'll see you later.
Thanks, Rick. Always a pleasure,
Cheers.
buddy.
All right, bye-bye, you guys. All right, there you go. Endless possibilities. That's what it's all about, you guys. Story of a town that just took a while to find itself. And there's nothing wrong with that. You put in the perseverance, you put in the effort, and you find new things coming on. Now, tomorrow night, Elements Health Club sponsors our show. They're also in Springfield. And we're going to have Andy Babora from Travel Lane County on to talk about how much money this brings to the community. And then also Kim Stark found the person in charge of the Riverfront Park. There's a new Riverfront Park in downtown Eugene. We actually have riverfront access, and they're doing a big party, and we're hearing really good things about it. And so Kim's going to talk with her about what that's all about and how it's going down there. So that's tomorrow night. Take this, share it on your page, let other people see what's going on. We really appreciate that. And again, thank you, Chris Dental, Alvord Taylor, and Compton Family Wines for sponsoring our shows. Okay, we'll talk to you tomorrow night. We're going to have more